how the film industry can save itself. So we're in an age where people hardly go to movies anymore, and they're starting to make a comeback now that, like, after COVID killed it. But even then, movies are garbage. Movies are just garbage. There's no dispute about it. Like, but then when there's good ones every so often, they flop, and it's just a discouragement for any good original films to get made. Now, TV shows, I don't really watch TV shows, but I hear TV shows are popping. But movies, is it really going out this way? I refuse to believe that. I think film industry is going to be fine, but in order for it to be fine, I really think that the studio systems are getting in the way. I think, like, the big heads of things, I think we need to go to a point where original independent filmmakers have access to movie theaters, like in a big way. Like, there needs to be some system for independent filmmakers to get their movies into theaters. That is honestly the only way to save cinema, because if you look at there's three industries that I want to bring up. There's the music industry, the gaming industry, and the movie industry. And there's other industries, but I'm just using these as an example. In the music industry, indie artists have become the big thing. Why is that? Because of democratization of the ability to make music and release it on the internet and through platforms. The gaming industry is now becoming that, where indie developers are becoming the big thing. We're starting to see that there. I think next it's the movie industry, but the only way for that to happen, it's not going to be from streamers. Like, movies, I'm going to be real. I've heard filmmakers say this, and in the past I would say, oh well, no, they're just it's people. People love streaming. Streaming's great. They're just being old-fashioned, loving movie theater experience. I'm gonna be honest, man. I love going to theaters. I love going to the movies to see my favorite films. It's an experience, dude. Yeah, and I also love watching films on streaming. All right, but I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't come close to the experience of going out in the theaters. But why is it that all the movies in theaters suck for the most part? Why is it that, like, we can't have good original films in theaters? Why do we have to see the garbage that the big studios and the big companies are making? Because they clearly don't know how to make movies anymore. They clearly don't have any, I think they've lost the right to be putting movies in theaters. And I think eventually, unless the audience makes them realize that, they're going to just kill the industry. They're going to kill theaters. They're going to kill cinema. Now, or not kill cinema, but they're basically going to wipe out the theater thing. And by wiping out the theater system, to the most part, wiping it out, it's because there'll still be, like, smaller indie theaters and whatnot. But by wiping it out, you're killing the experience of cinema. People love going out to movies, even today. Like, I feel like I was talking about this with someone. People are starting to go back to theaters. They're missing that. They long for nostalgia. And then why is it that, like, you see all these old movies being re-released now? It's because all the movies suck now, and nobody wants to go see them because they suck. They're not original. There's so many things wrong with them, in the sense of, like, they're designed by committee. They're not making films that auteurs want to make, but then they don't know how to, like, market the films by the auteurs, the filmmakers that people want to go see films by. But I mean, I say that, but if they wanted to go see them, why aren't they going to see them? I don't know. I think there used to be something really special and magic about going to movies, and it's just gone. There's no incentive to do it anymore. I think streaming pretty much killed everything, and I think they have to get to a point where they're not going to be releasing movies on streaming at the same time or within 6 months of it going out in theaters. You need to give exclusivity to it. And I say all this, I'm actually trying to figure out what's my game plan when I finish my feature film. I'm working on it right now, but, like, what do I do about that? Am I going to be able to get my film in theaters? Is there a way? I think we're making a film that's worth going to movie theaters for, or that's worthy of film theaters. Now, are people who compare it to other films made by for millions of dollars, is there going to be they're going to see the difference? Yeah. But I'm willing to bet people who see my film, they're going to appreciate the story way more. They're going to appreciate the writing, they're going to appreciate the storytelling, they're going to appreciate the heart in it. And I think there's a lot of filmmakers who have that edge. They have the edge to put their heart in what they're doing. Studios don't. Studios have lost the heart, the originality, the soul of what they were making, and now they're going to AI, and that's not going to make anything any better. And yeah, I think we're at an age where if theaters want to survive, they need to embrace independent filmmakers. And yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to go, but you know, if you're an independent filmmaker, do you believe that making films and putting them on stream platforms or YouTube or all that, are you selling yourself short by doing that? Or are you know, what are you supposed to do as an independent filmmaker? Because frankly, I do feel as though when I get around to making my film or getting my film done and putting it out and trying to find a way to get it out in the world, I think we have every right to put that film in theaters. We have every right to get that film out there. And other filmmakers do too. But they don't have the means. So I think that's something filmmakers, we have to figure out, is how do you develop the means to release your film to the world in the way that it was meant to be seen? Not on someone's iPhone, not on someone's computer, not on, small screens. Now, yes, they can watch them there eventually, but they should be seen first in theaters, because with an audience of strangers, because those are the experiences in the movies you remember for the most part. Those are the moments, the experiences you treasure. I want that experience as a film director to put my film in theaters. And the question is, am I willing to go the length of not giving in to putting it on streamers at all in order to make that happen, or putting it behind a paywall until I can? Because at the catch-22 is the only reason they put it in theaters is to know that people want to see it. In order for people to want to see it, they have to be able to see it and love it and access it, and it has to be making money and eyeballs, getting eyeballs on it. So how do you prove that something has value to the people who have access to theaters and distribution? How do you prove its value? I'm not quite sure, but I believe that road will reveal itself. I believe if I pursue that God-sized dream of I'm going to put this film in theaters, one way or the highway, and really go after it, and let God guide my footsteps. Pray to Him, ask Him what I should be doing every step of the way, and if He at some point tells me you should do this, put it out in streamers, then I will. But I think we are walking into a new world where there's going to be opportunities like this that come up. There has to, because it's all going to fall apart if not, right? If they don't put good movies out again, what's the point of going to movies? But I hope this video is helpful for you, or got you thinking about something. I'd love other people's ideas on this. What do you think? Do you think there is a way to get independent films in theaters in a broader way? Why can't theaters be more open to that? Like, there's got to be some way. I think that would be a big boom for the industry. It's like, it's as if, with like video games, when they make it so that you have an ability to create maps and game modes within the game, so you're not just limited to what the developers create. That brings more magic to the experience. Like, think Halo Forge, or I think Battlefield 6 now has like Portal, where you're able to create stuff and whatnot. Games where you're able to create the adventure, they bring more magic to it. And I think if cinema is going to survive this next chapter or season of its life, the theater owners and people with the powers that be have to realize that is an opportunity that they cannot squander. Could I be wrong about all this? Sure. I hope I am. I hope that there's well, actually no, I hope I'm right, because if independent filmmakers, if you don't reward or incentivize independent filmmakers, we're just going to have media or films that just feels like it's controlled by some source that we don't agree with, that we don't want to be at the mercy of, some system that's pumping stuff out. I don't like that. I really don't. And it's just a number of things wrong with it. It's just knowing about the process of coming up with a good movie and writing it. My favorite filmmakers and the favorite films I go see, it's by filmmakers who, they know what they want to do and they're going to do it their way. But, doesn't mean that they're going to be a tyrant and make something like really garbage, because as an audience member, I'm not going to tolerate that. But like, you as a filmmaker, you have every right to build the world that you're creating and seek advice and feedback, but you have the discernment of whether you should listen or not. There's a lot of films that are bad being made. It's because the filmmaker has no voice. And I've been there. I know what it's like to not have a voice. And I wouldn't want to wish that on anyone. And I wouldn't want people to watch those films. Like, what's the point? But that's a lot of the garbage that gets put out, and because people consume that, they're probably going to consume AI garbage, which is going to make it even worse. But we'll see. I think, though, it will be exciting to see how independent filmmaking thrives and finds a new way to live and breathe. Because I don't think movies are going away. I think people love movies, and I think we're just at a really, really bad spot. I pray we are. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just it's time for movies to die as a medium, but I don't think that's true, and I hope it's not, because otherwise it would just be that this entire career, all this life I spent making movies and dreaming about it and feeling this is my purpose, would be just a closed door I spent over a decade pursuing. But I could see why. It's taught me a lot about life. It's gotten me to a lot of places. I love doing it. And even if it doesn't, even if I don't succeed at it, it is a beautiful medium. I love doing it. I love making films. I hope that I can I hope that one day I hope that I can continue making films till I die. Even if I'm only successful enough to continue doing it. That's fine. I mean, if we're honest, like that's how a lot of people live. Like people live paycheck by paycheck. They live, they're not sure whether things are going to work out, and that's normal. That's just normal for everyone, unfortunately. And but it keeps you humble. It keeps you of good character. If worst thing you'd want, like God wouldn't want to put a bunch of money on you. You see people who win the lottery, and they destroy their life. If you're not prepared for that, it's going to destroy you. So maybe I'll never be that successful at this. Hopefully I am, and that I'm prepared for that success. But yeah, even if I just get to do what I love, that's enough for me. I'm happy with that. And I hope that the independent film industry and filmmaking can find a way for independent filmmakers to be more incentivized to be able to succeed better. I think there's ways though, but you have to be like more than just a filmmaker. You have to be an entrepreneur and find new ways of making money from your films. Like seeing it as like, okay, the film might not even be the product anymore. It might be that it's something that you can sell auxiliary products for, and that works too. But I'm not crazy about it. Hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate any engagement that you do on this video. It helps me out a lot. And let me know if there's something I can help you with or serve you with in any way that you think I can. I might not be qualified for it, but if God calls me through your question, you know, he will qualify me. He doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And I hope that I can be qualified to help you and in anything you're dealing with, whether it's work, faith, filmmaking, life, anything. Let me know. And you can email me on probably the link in the description, or there's probably a website link, I'm not sure yet, or comment, and I'll try to get back to you or make a video and do what I can to help you. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you're good. See you later.